Vivekananda Youth Leadership Convention 2017. Today is 12th January, the birthday of Swami Vivekananda. Today is celebrated as National Youth Day, and we have gathered here to celebrate National Youth Day 2017. On occasion of National Youth Day, we have started our event on 7th January via a nice interactive debate on demonetization may improve accountability. 8th January, we have organized a talk by Professor H.C. Verma on seeds of calculus in ancient India. And today, that is on 12th, we have a very nice interactive workshop on Find the Leader in You by Professor Kantesh Balani, Department of Material Science and Engineering, IIT Kanpur. First, before going to the workshop, I request Professor Balani to inaugurate today's session. Listen.
I'll just light one so that we can.
Thank you, sir. Today, after the workshop, we have two more events. One is school accessories distribution among some very bright children studying near the school of IIT campus. And after that, valedictory session by our director, sir. So now, I will directly move on to today's session, that is, Find the Leader in You. We know that today's India needs some leaders, real leaders. But what are the ways that the leadership can be enhanced or leadership can be cultivated? So to find out the ways, we have organized this workshop. This is not a simple talk because this is a complete interactive workshop where each and every audience will get a chance to participate. And before starting the session, I would like to introduce the speaker. So if we put 4 things in a corner of a square, that is Chairman of Staff Gymkhana, Metallurgist of the Year Award 2016, one of the most finest badminton player in IIT campus, and Associate Dean of Hostel Affairs. If we put these 4 in a corner of a square and we connect it, then the centroid of the square will give result to the name Professor Kantesh Balani. Presently, Professor Kantesh Balani joined the institute in July 2008 and currently serving as an associate professor in the Department of Material Science and Engineering, IIT Kanpur. His research areas are biomaterials, energy materials, nanomaterials, and computational material science. Presently, he is the Associate Dean of Hostel Affairs and Chairman, Staff Gymkhana, IIT Kanpur. He loves to play badminton and, with his daughter, likes the sparkling eyes of youth or children and values the simple but precious gifts of the life as of earth. Please welcome sir in today's workshop.
Thank you. I'll take the mic. Thank you Ajit for a wonderful introduction. पहले मुझे पता नहीं था इतने प्यारे प्यारे बच्चे आएंगे क्योंकि मेरा मोड ऑफ इंस्ट्रक्शन इंग्लिश रहेगा और मैंने कुछ एक्टिविटीज़ प्लान की थी तो बच्चे प्रॉब्ली उसमें प्रॉपरली पार्टिसिपेट नहीं कर पाएंगे. आई एम सॉरी फॉर दैट बच्चों. Anyway, so I'll get started with this talk, finding a leader in you. And apparently it's really finding yourself. I will not tell you that this is how you can become, you have to find yourself. And that's what this talk is all about. So I'll take you to a few slides, just pay attention to it. It could have been anyone else. Can someone think of any name associated with this? August 28, 1963 may not be so much relevant. It is Dr. Martin Luther King. Had it been Mahatma Gandhi, then I think everyone would have guessed it. But what is so special about him? He was a civil rights activist. And apparently after he gave this talk in 1963, in 1964 he got the Nobel Peace Prize. I'll just take you to his video. And the traits might be very, very similar to what you might find maybe in Mahatma Gandhi, Lal Bahadur Shastri, or any great leader. So let me take you through that. There was a great divide in America, between blacks and whites. He's talking about the equality among people, whites and blacks. He has a dream that he wants to see that white children and the black children, they play together without any hatred. This one can go on and on. Just in summary, he's trying to link, he's telling that all the parts of America, they can become as one and we can fight against this particular hatred which we actually have developed between whites and blacks. And this was, I think, very famous talk. I think it was March on Washington, given in 1963. Just to give you a feel of it, what do you see? What traits do you see in the speaker? He was able to move crowds, right? Even when I hear it today also, I get goosebumps. I think if the voice clarity is not so good, but even if you see what Mahatma Gandhi says, once you start listening to him, you will see that, you also get moved by it. You also see the touch, you think like them, So that's what actually it is all about. And let me take you to the next slide. So what essentially is leadership? First of all, it is living in a state of possibility. So we need to think, something is possible. But when something is possible, for what? For some betterment of the community. And also the passion part. When the guy was speaking, you could see that he believed in what he was saying. He had passion for what he wants to do and bring the change all about. So committing that passion to a vision, that this is state of existence is possible, that people can play together, whites and blacks all together. This was a very, very serious issue, I think, in 1960s and so on. And after that, things actually came to much harmony. And taking that vision into developing actions. If I see something is possible, I know that I have to reach there. That is my goal or my vision to reach there. I can take only a step at a time. So I need to devise into proper action plan that I have to take a step at a time. But I cannot just go take steps like this. I have to design my path. I have to take this path, there is something available, this will be the hurdles, and I'll be able to take one step at a time. So developing vision into some action plan while sustaining integrity. I think this integrity term is to be taken very seriously. And what integrity is all about? Walking your talk. If you believe something, believe in it. Don't try to take shortcuts. Life will always pose some challenges to you. And you will always find, if I take this path, that is much easier for me. I can, without much hard work, without much effort, I can always get the job done. But later on you will realize that the penalty you will pay will be much more than the time you actually reduce or the money part which you reduce by taking that particular shortcut. So don't take shortcuts in life, walk your talk. And I'll also hover a little bit upon integrity later on. And also it is for supporting the community. People think, if I do this, I'll reach this top, fine. But while you are at the top, how you can influence the life of others? What changes you can bring, what better you can do for the society. So those aspects they have much more value in terms of translating it from your possibility to vision to action to finally reaching the community, which is ultimately going to affect yourself. And again, it is all about bringing a positive change. So what leadership is not? Many times when we talk about leadership, we think, oh, the person has to be, very, very husky voice, should be positional, but apparently it is not positional. It does not depend on what position one is at. It does not require any formal authority. Also, it is not personal charisma. Also, it is not an inborn capacity. Apparently, in an industry, there were two people, union leaders. There were two of them. And one of them was very, very quiet. He used to stay on his own. But one guy was very, very vigorous. He used to always fight and shout and all that. Apparently, the person who was very, very quiet and reticent was actually the better leader. Why? Because he listened to what people said. And he had a much, much larger support of the people or workers who used to work in that particular industry. So it is not really dependent on, if you are able to talk loudly or if you have a higher position, then that's what makes you a leader. No, it is not. And apparently it is one's capacity to lead with integrity. Again, you see the term integrity. And it is a lifetime journey. You can definitely inculcate, but you have to find where do you stand. Now it is time for some action. So please take out some pen if you have pen and a paper. And I have 5 terms listed here: sheep, monkey, horse, tiger and cow. Rate them in the most priority to the least priority in whatever fashion you feel like. So all these 5 animals, try to rate them in priority list. So you have 5 animals: sheep, monkey, horse, tiger and cow. So keep a pen handy because we'll have one more exercise later on. Maybe you can share half a page and pass the half to someone else, because that way I think many more can be catered to. You can take half the paper and pass on the remaining half to, I think, your neighbor, so that way we'll be a little faster. अगर पेपर नहीं पहुंचा तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, एटलीस्ट दिमाग में सोच लेंगे, मन सोच लेंगे कि मेरा फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी क्या है, सेकंड प्रायोरिटी क्या है, 5 मेरे प्रायोरिटीज कैसे होंगे. 5 एनिमल्स है, 5 एनिमल्स को देख लो, ये मेरा फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी, ये सेकंड प्रायोरिटी, थर्ड, फोर्थ एंड फिफ्थ. एवरीवन इज डन? योर चॉइस, फ्री विल.
You want to rear?
Say again?
You want to rear, therefore you will consider?
I'll tell you in a few seconds. So please arrange it in certain fashion, the way you feel like, which you think this one suits me better or this one I like most. In some priority, please set it. Now I'll come to it. So everyone is done? Yes? Okay. So now, apparently sheep signifies family. Monkey signifies money. Horse signifies passion. Tiger signifies pride. And cow signifies career. This priority will depend from person to person. Does not matter. But you need to know what your priorities are. If you have to sacrifice something, definitely you can sacrifice, because now you know that this is my priority, I can sacrifice something else for it. No problem. If my last priority is passion, I can leave it aside. Now I'll worry about pride, career or family. Right? So again, it is now you who has to decide what my priority is and how I rate it. And that's, you can go about and do sacrifices as and when required, or do or make choices when the life offers you some. Again, now it all starts with living in a state of possibility. So let me share a story. It's again healthy regard for impossible. Apparently there was a race. I like animals. So there was a race. So there were all the animals, they were collected and they were required to go a marathon. It started with running 5 kilometers, followed by running in desert, followed by 2 kilometers or 3 kilometers of swimming, then again crossing a hill, and then finally reaching a TV tower, which was maybe 300 feet high. And that was the trailing plan. That was a plan that everyone has to go through. So the race started. Many animals, they said, oh, it is very difficult. Why should I run for 3 kilometers, 4 kilometers? Some dropped by. Next hurdle came, then some animals were just going on. Then they said, oh, then water came. Oh, tortoise felt better. No, I can swim along and all that. Other animals said, oh, it is difficult for us and also and so forth. But there was this particular frog. He kept on running. So he ran that first 3-4 kilometers, came across the desert, ran the sea, then there was a hill, he started, he crossed that. And then now everyone knew that, we all are animals. We cannot really climb a TV tower, which is 300 feet high. So they all were shouting, they were telling, oh, there is no point in even running this race. But this frog, he just started running or jumping on that particular TV tower, and he reached the top. People started clapping like anything. He has done the impossible. You know what was the reason? He was deaf, he could not hear. So when people were telling that you cannot do it, he thought people are cheering for him. And that's how he kept moving, and then he finally crossed the race. So apparently sometimes you have to become deaf to what discouragements you see from life, right? So to keep going, and those hurdles you have to overcome on your own. So that's what actually it says, even impossible if you split them. What does it say? I am possible, right? So that's what is living in a state of possibility and doing much more than what you can think you could do. So it also comes with that particular idea of ignoring when things are not needed as such. Now, living always has to come with integrity. And what is the meaning of integrity? I'll again share it in a short story. So apparently, who likes partying or taking a short break? We all do, right? How many of you took a short break very recently and went for a short holiday or took a break, went for a movie, right? We all like picnics. So there was a group of these tortoises. They say, oh, let us go for a party. So what do? They pack all their stuff and they say, okay, let us go. And they collect all the food items, what is required for playing, and so on and so forth. And they start walking. And their time frames are very different than ours. We go in the morning, come back in the afternoon, and that the picnic is over for us. But for turtles, they started walking slowly. 1 year passed by, 2 years passed by, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. And apparently, if you know that the fastest speed of the herd is the fastest speed of the slowest animal, right? So the fastest the herd can move will be decided by the last animal who is moving along with the herd. So they took 6-7 years and finally they reached certain point and they said, oh, now we feel hungry. Let us start eating. Fine? So they open up their pack, open all the food items, whatever they had stored, salads, whatever. So now they keep everything in front of them. But what? They forgot the salt. Oh my, then how can we eat the food without the salt? Okay? So they say now we will choose one of the fastest tortoise who can go and come back. Fine, so now this tortoise is very, very young. He tells, why me? That kind of response you generally get. When you get a responsibility, Are mujhe kyun pakda? But they know that this is the fastest tortoise, so he can maybe take 3 years to go. And 3 years he can come back. So totally 6 years he can come back. But then he tells, okay, I'll put a condition. Definitely I'll go, fetch the salt, but no one should start eating before I come back. This condition is set. Fine. Everyone reluctantly is like, okay, fine. No, then you at least go. Okay, then this tortoise actually goes back. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years they pass by. 4th year. Now people get, little bit more eager that, oh, this is about to come. 5th year. 6th year. They were expecting him back by 6th year. No sign of him. 6.5, 7 years. Now they are very eager. Oh, now he should come anytime. And all are watching on the road that this tortoise will be coming back. 8th year. No sign of him. As the 8th year passed by, one tortoise said, oh, enough of this waiting. No, we have waited enough. Let us start eating. So as soon as he starts, and as he opens up and starts to eat, this tortoise was hiding behind a tree, and tree comes out and says, I knew you will start eating before I come back. Right? So in the meantime, he could have gone, picked up the salt, and come back. But apparently what he chose that let me keep a watch on my friends. Right? And that's what generally we do. So that's what integrity is all about. Once you are interested with something, whether you are reluctant, but once you accept, follow your commitment. I mean, just do. Because people have trusted on you, but probably they see the potential in you, and that's why they're able to perform that particular task better than anyone else in that time frame. So believe in yourself. That's what integrity is all about. Following what you really are interested for, or what you believe, or what you commit. So it follows the same core set of values. Integrity is all about following the same core set of values, being responsible and accountable for whatever you commit. Again, don't find reasons in order to justify some irrational behavior. That's what this tortoise was doing. And again, find yourself, walk your talk. Then again, once you are there as a leader, integrity, then definitely you need to see a state of possibility. And that is nothing but your vision. What it could be. So if you see a cocoon, don't see it as a cocoon which is something very dirty. See it as a beautiful butterfly who will fly into the alley of colorful flowers. Right? So that's vision is all about. You should be able to see that. It's a mental picture of what we want to create, of what is important to us and will benefit the mankind. It can relate to our outside world. It should not happen that something will benefit me, oh, I'll do it. No, but how should it is going to affect or impact the external community? How it is going to bring a positive change to that particular surrounding around you. Understand reality, focus on the future, and enable us to explore the possibilities. And once we know that I have to reach there, I'll take calculated risk. So this becomes very, very natural. I think there are many, many movies you will see that hero or someone does something which looks like impossible. Why? Because at that time, that is the only path that particular person has. And that is the only path which seems so simple for that person. And for others, it is nothing but impossible. Right? So you have to bring that particular, to come up in that stage to take us through that particular stage of impossibility. And only those who risk going too far can finally actually or possibly find out how far they can go. So that is said by T.S. Eliot. And also ships are very, very safe at harbor, but they will know their potential only once they cross the oceans, right? So that's what actually it is all about, exploring, taking that particular risk. It says dream, but dream in itself means dream big. I think Sundar Pichai also had come to IIT Kharagpur. He said, if you're putting some realistic goals which you're able to achieve, you're not dreaming enough. So at least 75%, 80% of target you should be able to achieve, you should have thought much beyond that. Right? So that's what actually it is leading to. Again, sharing. So once you know that I want to create something, these are the steps which I should be able to take to benefit the mankind. Then how do I communicate, how do I share it among people around me so that they also become passionate about what I am passionate about, and then now they support the cause. So find something you believe in, that is the passion, and trust me, you will be able to communicate only once you are passionate enough. If you believe in that, then only you will be able to communicate, and that person will take you, will believe in you, and will support you. And share your passion, that's the communication part. And this brings to exercise. Arjak, can I get some papers, few papers? I need 3 volunteers to tell you the impact of communication and proper communication. Yes, any raise of hands, please come. Please. I need 1 more, please come. Acha, you're giving me, any rough sheet will do. Okay. So now I have 3 sheets. So you can come. I'll ask you to face the audience this side, so you can come in center. Sure. You can come, yeah, this side. Now I'll ask you to go on the right hand side. Maybe you can come this side. Face this audience. So don't see what's happening. You have to do exactly as what I said. You can hold this paper. You hold this paper and please face this side. You can come this side and you face like this. This is your paper. You don't have to see what others are doing, so all three of you don't have to see anywhere else. You have to stand like this. Yes, good. Yes. So you should not be seeing anyone. You have to do exactly as I say. Take the paper, fold it into three. Take the paper, fold it into three, and tear out a small portion from top right corner. Once you have folded into three, tear out a portion from top right corner. Now fold it into two and tear out a small portion from bottom left corner. Fold it into two and tear out a small piece from bottom left corner. Also tear out a small portion from bottom right corner. Again, fold it into two if you can. Fold it into two. Then again pick out a small piece of paper from bottom right. Tear out a small piece of paper from bottom right. Done? Yes, everyone is done? All three of you? Done? Now I'll ask you all three to come together and stand side by side. Yes, you can come to the center. And now open up your papers, yes, and show it to the audience. They all look same, right? They all look same. No. Thank you. Thank you. Apparently, I get the same instruction to everyone, but their perception decided what the final outcome will be. That actually is very, very important that we communicate properly. So whatever we are thinking, we should be able to translate exactly into the words we want to communicate, and the person should receive in that particular fashion, right? So that's very, very important. And again, the reason I'm telling it will also be very useful for your placements. So it also decides, your attitude decides how you'll be placed, right? So again, these things are again very, very important whenever you want to go next. Either it's your higher studies or getting a job somewhere. These are very, very important aspects of your life as such. And again, be compassionate. Say once you want to bring a change, you want to ask people to be helping you, to support you in some fashion. What do you, yes?
So three different persons, they got differently. So what is the message? What is the message?
Ideally, you should be able to communicate. So people see it differently.
So there is a communication gap.
Definitely yes. Some communication is not happening properly the way they are perceiving. So that is a variety. The way we see things. So that's what has to be said very crisp and clear. Yes. And again, what do we give in return? If we ask someone else to do something for us, what do we give in return? Be compassionate. So once someone needs you, show compassion. Try to help. I see many times when one cycle drops by in the lot, parking lot, we hardly wait to help some person. Crossing the road, we want to be the first one to cross the road, right? Very, very small things in life, but try to wait. See if you want to wait, and you will start to see beauties around yourself. It can be a small flower lying somewhere, maybe a sparrow, squirking somewhere, or leaves just shriveling around in breeze of air. So you'll see many, many beautiful things if you learn to take a pause in life now and then. Listen to others, create the need, and be responsible. Why? Because so people can develop trust on you. If you want to convey something back, then people should be able to trust you blindly. But once someone is trusting you blindly, don't start telling them, oh, you are blind. But trust has to be developed, and that can happen only by being responsible. And be creative. Sometimes bring about some change. That's what actually leadership is all about, bringing some change for the betterment, positive change in life. And encourage others Motivate. There is the biggest gift you can give to someone else. Motivate them. When someone is depressed, they just need time of yours. Give them time, and you will make friends of lifetime. And be kind, help others, lead with example. So if you start to follow what you say, you are doing nothing but leading with example. And be the best you can. And learning is, I think, a lifelong journey. So from anyone you can learn something. Whatever it is, you can learn something from anyone who's sitting around you. Maybe someone, you can also learn what not to do many a times. And essentially it is about finding what you stand for. Essentially it is your journey of life. It's not me, not someone else. If someone is a leader, they already are. What about you? If you want to be a leader, are you? So question is not telling someone else, oh, I am a leader or not. You have to believe that what you are. That's it. That belief, self-belief, what I can do, what is my potential. That's what actually it is all about. I thought I'll have one more activity. Okay, I can have one more activity if you want. Sure. Okay, what I'll do, I'll ask, no, that's fine. I'll ask maybe 6 to 10 people, again, volunteers. So please come forward. No, I don't need anything. I need around 8 to 10 people this side and 8 to 10 people this side. Volunteers, yes, please. No, not. So we'll have a group of 8 each on this side and 8 maybe on this side. Okay. So first 8, yes, 8 here, 8 there. So no repeat volunteers, by the way. Okay, 3, 6, 7. Okay, you can come all together on this side, and you can again face the audience so that you are standing like me. Yes. So what I want from each group, we'll do an activity. So what I want, 2 people off the ground for both of you. So 2 people off the ground. I want 2 people off the ground in each group. So you decide how you want to take it forward. I want 2 people off the ground. This group, and consider this as ground. So we all can stand there. This is assuming this is ground. This also is ground. Assuming that this is also ground, this is also ground. So I want 2 people off the ground. You can lift if you want. I don't know how will you take it forward.
Sir, please repeat this.
I want 2 people off the ground. Someone should be lifting them or what? I don't know how. 2 people at the same time. Yes, I want 2 people off the ground at the same time. Yes. Let us see who does it first. This group wins. Going there is not allowed. Standing on the chairs is not allowed. This group wins, so 1 point to them. Second activity, I want 4 people off the ground, each group. 4 people off the ground. 4 people off the ground. At the same time. I did not see that, so 4 people off the ground at the same time. So I want 4 people, so again they win. 2-0. Now last activity, let us see who achieves this. There are 8 in a group, I want 7 people off the ground at the same time.
2, 3.
They did it, very nice. A round of applause for them. So easy, requires communication. Very nice. Thank you all, you can go back. All it needed was a jump at the same time, and they did it. Right? No need of wasting energy in lifting people, so many people around. Very nice. All possible because of proper communication. Right? Also, many times, you need to make good friends. So you can see this example. A lady just walking by, a burglar is waiting for her. As soon as she comes, give me all and hand over your purse to me. Thief catching a victim. But apparently, when you do something wrong, pay a price for it. So this lady sees a cop, and then this cop catches this particular thief. But what? Thief knows the cop. Right? So the ladies, oh, what? Again, they again hug each other. But this lady, then this lady actually complains to the higher authority. This cop is actually corrupt and so and so forth. Now both of them are in problem. This thief as well as this particular cop are sitting in jail. What happens? Judge knows them. Right? Even if you make friends at good places, even if you go to jail, this is what will happen. This person knows the governor and he is being tied with a balloon, not heavy, heavy balls of iron, right? So that way it helps to make friends, around you. You don't know where they will be tomorrow and how they will be able to help you. And again, set goals. So whatever you do in life, keep a diary. Keep a diary in which you should write, I want to achieve this. And also set a date. By this date, I want to achieve this. And trust me, your dreams or whatever those goals will come true. Only problem is, many times we don't write it down, or we don't believe in ourselves, or we forget the diary, or we probably, miss that particular diary. We lose the diary. So trust me, if you write it down, whatever you want to achieve, whatever goal you want to achieve in life, if you write it down, you will be able to achieve. Share your ideas and be very specific. Don't say I want to become good. I want to become good and then do what? So be very, very specific what your ideas are. Set measurable goals. This much of amount, this much of time, this much of money, this much of employment, how you are going to target your final outcome. So set measurable goals and also learn how to walk small steps. Don't try to jump or leap in the first stage itself. Vision should be attainable. It might look impossible to others, but your vision, your possibility, your ideas, your thoughts, your clarity, that should be communicated so it becomes attainable. So people can see that it is attainable. And again, it is relevant to your mission. It should not happen that something else comes lucrative, you take a diversion or detour and then go somewhere else and then get lost in that particular pursuit of some other goal. So be very clear in what you want to achieve, and it should be relevant to what your actual mission is. Should also be trackable. After some time, I should be able to track it back that I am on the right path, how much I have covered, how much more I have to go. So those things should be very much trackable. Also get continuous feedbacks from your friends, from your peers, from your family members. It helps a lot that whether you're on the right path or where I'm lacking. So those weaknesses also you will get to know, and your strengths also you will get to know. So track. Now again, time for some action. So Arjak, I'll again take your help. So this is a quiz. It is for two people sitting together. Okay? So this, I think, please again bring out your pen. It is for two people sitting together. If you don't have a partner, if you're sitting at a corner, then you can think, I have an imaginary friend, or find a partner. Or yes, you have an imaginary friend and you have to do the task for both of them. Sabko dijiye ye.
Please wait.
Or please don't open it right now. Don't see anything. Each one will start at the same time. One paper per group. One paper per group. One paper per group. Don't see anything. Please keep it upside down. Don't see anything. Keep it upside down. The activity time is 3 minutes. Each one will get exactly 3 minutes, not more. Please keep it down, upside down. It has to be done in group. Person 1, person 2. Decide who is person 1 and who is person 2. Activity is to be done. Please keep it upside down. So if you are sitting in a corner and you don't have a partner, assume that you have an imaginary person, imaginary friend, and you have to do the task for that person also. Please keep it upside down. Please keep the paper upside down. We'll start all together. So each group should have only have a single pen. Now let us take a look back. We'll go to the question paper again and see what it says, in the top, in the bold letters. What does it say? Read everything before doing anything. Right? And if you come to question number 9, it says, since you're done reading all of the above question, write down your name on the bottom of the right page. That's all was required. And I see that some people did not do anything. You have come across this exercise earlier? Yes, so it also says for you that if question number 7, if you have done this similar exercise earlier, you are still required to answer 1 and 3. Have you answered 1 to 3? No. What about you? You also have come across this activity earlier, right? You did this. Okay. So please be careful in whatever you do. So many times the reading part will not take more than 1.5 minutes. But it took more than 3 minutes, removing our shoes, getting up, getting down, right? So it can save a lot of trouble if you read things properly. So again, define exactly what is to be done. Let us come back. Assign task, list responsible person, identify the deadline, mark the milestone, see where the funds will come from, check the progress and act. Apparently, when everyone's mind is dulled or distracted, leader has to be doubly vigilant. And that's what this was all about. That you have to see where the lacuna is, where the flaw can be. How can I get the task in the best possible fashion? Right? So we have to be extra vigilant. And that's what this exercise was all about. That we need to know when and where to pay attention. Value of one, power of all. So now we know that how we can build a team, how can we have this state of possibility, develop a vision, take small steps, take people along with, and then reach the final goal. Many times we don't know what is our potential. And again, I'll share a small story with you. This is about a person, a normal person, in a metro city, in Bombay probably. He's walking, jogging along with his headphones on, his own thoughts. He's just jogging along the beach. He is, oblivious of anything which is happening around him. But what does he see? He sees that there are millions and millions of fishes or starfishes which are lying on the seashore. Again, not bothered by it, he keeps running along. And what does he see? So he goes a little farther, he sees there's a person. He's picking up the starfish and throwing it back into the sea. So while jogging, he stops there and sees what this guy is doing. This guy again picks up another starfish and throws it back into the sea. Then he asks him, there are millions and millions of starfishes. And you're throwing these fishes back. What difference will it make? This guy picks up one more starfish and throws it back into the ocean and says, to that starfish it makes a difference. Right? So even if you are able to save one life, it will spread, it is contagious. The second person also stops, he also starts throwing the starfishes back into the ocean, and soon there is enough gathering. They are all picking up starfish and throwing them back into the ocean. That's what it is all about, power of one. And how it develops into power of many. Ungli टूट जाती है, मुट्ठी बहुत ताकत दे देती है, right? Power of all. I had one more activity, but I think this place is not sufficient for defining the power of all. Just to tell you how it was, if I ask you, if there are hundreds of us, if we just stand in a circle, close enough, running, standing behind each other. So we form a circle, and we stand beside each other very close, in very close proximity. And if we all bend down, apparently we'll be sitting on the lap of the person behind us. Without any support, we all will be seated. And I have done this exercise, so I know it happens. So people standing in a circle, they come in closer proximity, one behind other in a circle. And once we sit down, so we are resting on the lap of the person behind us, and the front person is sitting on our lap. So it's a mutual sharing, symbiosis, right? So that actually defines the power of all. But anyway, this activity is not possible here, so I will not take it forward. Many times, we want to do many things. Many times we want to do many things. But every time things are not in our control. We need to have some faith. Some people call it God, Allah, Jesus, Vaheguru, whatever that name be. But have faith. Many times it will help you to overcome many obstacles in life. So again, I have a small video for that. Right, so that's what the power of having faith. I have one more round of activity. Are you up for it? Yes? I'll need the pipe. Again, I'll need volunteers. 4 female, 4 male. This one may not be enough. That's okay. I need 4 male, 4 female volunteers. You can keep it down and keep your feet over it. That's fine. So females on this side, males on other side. So please, keep your foot on it, and then this side also keep your foot on it. One more, 4 people. Only one person is need to, just because it's not straight right now. Because it's not straight, that's the reason I'm asking only one person to keep foot on it. Only one person. Keep it straight. No, I mean go that so that it can be straightened. Go back. Only one person needs to stand on it. Okay? Oh, that's fine. So you keep standing permanently. Okay? So now we have a situation that there is a very, very deep valley. And on that I have a rope, very, very tight rope. If someone falls, they fall into the valley, right? I'll also put some more condition just for the sake of time, assuming this is a very, very long rope. I want always this rope to have 4 people standing on it, 2 from this side, 2 from this side. And in the end, all the females, without falling, they should be able to cross to this side, and all the male members should be able to cross to this side. Okay? So let us keep the rope straight. At any given point of time, I need at least 4 people to be standing on it, 2 male, 2 female, except at the end, when 3 have crossed, then definitely we'll have only 1 person or 2 people on the rope. So go a little more on this side. Okay? So at any given point of time, I want at least 2 people to be standing from each end. Now you can start. Let us see what problems do we face. Yes. 2 people can come on this side, you can walk without falling into it. So to keep walking, cross the other 2 and then reach on the other side. Yes. And if you keep your foot outside, you have to come back, you have to start again. Okay. So at least 4 people on the rope. So one more person can come in. So that is just for some person is standing, so they have to cross her on the other side. So 2 people can come and 1 more person on this side, right? 2 people at a time, so 4 people at a time. Now you can start going on this side, you can start going on this side. Yes, please start. Communication and action. Yes. Now she is putting her foot back. That is a fault. Now he is out. You have to go. You have to start. Start again. You have to also start again. Now he is by. He is out. Start again. No, you cannot start from middle. You have to come from the other side. And 4 people. Now there are only 2. नहीं, but 2 जने हैं. 4 जने कहाँ हैं rope पे? Or 4 should reach on this side. Yes, rope पे 4 जने होने चाहिए. 2 female, 2 male. Now there are 3 females, at least 2, but I don't see any male members on the rope. Now you're out. Simple task, but you can see the complexity, right? No, but there are 4 females, no male member on the rope. Okay, that's okay. I'll accept it. That's fine. Yes, only 1 male member. Where is the other male member? You cannot go jump like this in the middle. No, that's okay. Okay. Steady. There is only 1 male member on the rope, so again it is invalid move. There is only 1 male member on the rope, so invalid move. Okay, I think you can go back. I'll tell you, that's okay. Thanks. And let us not complete the activity. Very simple task. What did it require? Physical contact, communication, right? I think we have our own reservations. We don't want to touch the opposite sex, right? Opposite gender, we don't want to touch. Those are certain reservations of our culture. That's fine. And ideally we should touch and take support and then actually come on the other side. And that's what making this activity very, very difficult. And if it happens in reality, we have to overcome this obstacle. Right? I'm just conveying that many times life is more important than what your beliefs are. Many times. And you should also be worried about the life of the other person. The other person falls in the valley, that's it. Bye-bye. So that is a challenge. Many times we have to overcome we have to come out of our own comfort zone. That's very, very important to get the activity done or get the job done. So again, to create a powerful vision, see what is, look what it could be, build community, motivate, foster trust and respect. Respect is a very, very strong tool or a weapon which you can use. Respect. Respect, give respect, and for that you will gain respect. Bring vision to reality, live and lead life with integrity. So that is a challenge you should come up with. And again, I am leaving you with this, that you should also have a diary. Note down what you want to achieve in next few years, 5 2 years, 10 years, whatever that number be. And trust me that you will be able to achieve that. So please make this a habit of seeing it again and again. Once you see it again and again, even the cosmic forces will be with you to take you and make you reach that particular destination. And sometimes staying in action becomes a problem. We lose interest, time. Perseverance is very much required once you want to reach the goal. And again, Mahatma Gandhi has well said, you must be the change you want to see in the world. So don't start cribbing about many things. So many times they say, oh, ye theek nahi kiya, wo theek nahi hai, this could have been in a better way. Now onus is on you. If you think something is not right, set it right. Who's stopping you? Create a community who can get the job done, right? Assemble the like-minded people. Get in action. Before I show the last slide, I also have acknowledgements. Definitely, I have many people, my parents, my siblings, my wife is apparently here. IIT Kanpur, it has been my home for last 8.5 years, so I'm really glad that I belong to this place. He's my guru, my PhD mentor, Dr. Arvind Agarwal, Dr. Diya Godavarti and Anuradha Godavarti and Diya. And definitely at IIT Kanpur I had many mentors. I have learned a lot from many of my departmental as well as non-departmental mentors. Definitely life is incomplete without friends. So I also acknowledge many friends like Shobhit Tomar, Anand, Ramkumar, Deepu Philip, Rajesh ji, Sanjay Mittal ji, and definitely the badminton group which I feel proud to be in. And definitely my students, they really make my life complete. Without them I feel sometimes I'm not complete. And this almost is my last slide. What do you see here? So if I see the white portion, it says EVIL. If I see the black portion, it says GOOD. Same word. So essentially it is your perspective. How do you see things life as? So life has both pros and cons, good, bad, evil and good. It's up to you how do you see life as. So let me see your perspective, how perception is. Okay, so we'll see this. Let us zoom in. So something here, this portion, right? Right? Sitting here, somewhere here, sitting somewhere here, somewhere here, this person, out here, sitting here, 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 gone somewhere here, somewhere sitting here, this one, out here, gone here, sitting somewhere, it's all here in a stamp. And if you see, this is what actually it comes down to, right? So apparently human beings are very, very small creatures and we keep comparing things, right? So don't be so calculative on everything. Treasure every moment, do what you wish to, broaden your view, broaden your mind. Don't worry about something which is bothering you. Life is always good. See the sunshine. Do treasure your life, live safely and peacefully. Always be happy and welcome the oncoming day. Look at the sunshine. So with this, I think I will close my talk. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So now we'll go for some question and answer round, and I request you please to sit because director sir is on the way and he will take for the next session. So please, we will go for a question and answer round. And before that, I request DP Mr. Sir to please felicitate our nice speaker. Sir,
Wonderful.
Thank you.
thing. I really happy to be here.
He is one of my gurus. He doesn't know it, but he is one of my gurus. So, thank you.
It's your. my pleasure to listen to you and also present this hall on the behalf of
Thank you.
VYLC-2017.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's a really wonderful talk. Some photograph you are not taking? Nobody is taking photograph? Anyway, it is video is there, so.
Okay.
You want to take photo? Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now go for a question and answer round. If there is any question, you can ask. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks.
Sir, did you face any adversities and hard times in your life? Can you tell us about that?
Sure. I'll use the same mic. Yes, definitely. No one is without. Tell me anyone who did not face any adversity, any raise of hands, who did not face any adversity. There'll be no one. If I want to talk specifically about mine, definitely 3 years back, actually, we had a daughter. And she was born, she could not, she was in an ICU for quite some time, for a few months. She could not even suck milk. And doctor said, if you are taking her out, she will not even reach home. And nonetheless, we brought her home. And now I think she's happy and smiling, as you see. So there are some times definitely when you feel down, but I think you have to accept it. Had I had the power to change it, I would have changed it. But I think at some time, I think it says, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference between the two. It means that you need to know when you have to be calm and accept things, and when you have to take the courage and bring the change all about. So yes, definitely, I had some adversity, but I think it's life, I accept. Thanks. Definitely my wife was always there, so I shared it, I think so.
So my question is about passion. That something you believe in. How do we get to know that it's a passion? Or what do you pursue as a passion?
To find something, what is your passion? It means that once you forget everything else while you're doing that activity. It can be simple as playing tabla, right? It can be just jogging on the road. It can also be helping people, when you want to. It can also be painting. It can also be studying. It can also be serving nation. What gives you happiness? And at that time you forget everything else. Nothing but a state of meditation. And what you enjoy, when you are doing that thing, you are not concerned about time also, right? So that is what passion is all about. Many times we are running around so much behind so many other things that we don't get to know because we don't take a pause. Many times just a thought of 5 to 10 minutes before you go to bed, it will tell you what you want in life, right?
So if you say that doing the thing in which we forget
Everything else.
So but there are, right in my case, there are many things in which I do a thing and I forget it.
So that's good actually. So being focused at what you are doing, that's the best thing in life. You are being witness to what is happening. That's the best thing in life. That's the best thing in life. Yes. So probably things are there, you're not seeing it. It's there for you. Many people find it hard because their thoughts are always somewhere else, not on what they are doing. So it's good that you find joy in whatever you do. It's a gift. Well said.
Any more question? Yeah.
अगर मेरा पैशन है दूसरों की सहायता करना है, मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है दूसरों की हेल्प करना, नीडी पीपल से हेल्प करना, वो मेरा पैशन है, उसको मैं अपने करियर से कैसे रिलेट करूँ?
See, okay, give me, I'll not shout. See, it's best to pursue what you like. Whatever your passion is, pursue it. Career will automatically find you. You'll automatically find places, say maybe in hospitality, being maybe a steward somewhere, right? You tend to help people. Being a nurse, right? So automatically you will find path to satisfy whatever your urges are. If you want to help people, and I also say, if you whatever you are, try to be the best. Spend time. I just share a small story. There was this archer who was giving a performance. He was shooting, and every time it was falling on the bullseye. Every time 10, always bullseye. People were clapping. Apparently, one person sitting somewhere, it's all practice. What all? I'm shooting so nicely, and he's telling it's all practice. Then he gives him his bow and tells, oh, why don't you try to shoot? I will not shoot this. He brings a can of oil, pours it like this, in a very small opening of a bottle. It falls exactly in the bottle. And now you try to do this, right? So it's all about practice. The reason I'm telling you is because whatever we practice, we become. If you're practicing good deeds, like you said, we become that. So that's what actually it is. And also thanks a lot to Arjak for his ever smiling face, for giving me the opportunity to be here and talk in front of you. Thanks, Arjak.
Thank you. So I have two more sessions. First one is there are some young kids from nearby school of IIT campus. First we'll give some accessories to them, and followed by valedictory session. There will be a prize distribution session of the debate by our director sir. And we are really happy to have our director sir and Dosa sir with us. And I'm just wanting a few minutes from you because they are small kids. So we have to make a line for them. So please, just only 2-3 minutes we need from you. Just
समिति की तरफ से मैं शिक्षा सोपान को थैंक यू बोलना चाहता हूँ, क्योंकि शिक्षा सोपान के कंट्रीब्यूशन से ही हम ये डेस्क किट बच्चों को डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करने जा रहे हैं। डेस्क किट बेसिकली एक टूल है जिसमें हम बैग का यूज़ ले सकते हैं, और साथ ही उसे एक और यूज़ कर सकते हैं। जैसे स्कूलों में डेस्क नहीं होते हैं, टेबल्स नहीं होते हैं, तो बच्चे उसे फोल्ड करके उसका टेबल बना सकते हैं, और साथ ही साथ उसमें किताबें भी रहेंगी, उसका यूज़ कर सकते हैं। मैं खोल के दिखा दूंगा, उससे क्लियर हो जाएगा। और इस इवेंट को करवाने के लिए मैं स्पेशली थैंक करना चाहता हूँ शांतनम सर को और आके बंसल सर को, क्योंकि उन दोनों ने कॉन्स्टेंटली सपोर्ट किया समिति को और बोला कि हाँ ठीक है, ये इवेंट है जो हम करवा सकते हैं। और सिंस हम जानते हैं कि बच्चे हमारे देश का भविष्य है, तो एटलीस्ट एक स्टेप समिति की तरफ से और IIT कानपुर की तरफ से हम भी कर सकते हैं। तो थैंक यू सर एंड थैंक यू शिक्षा सोपान। और मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूँगा डायरेक्टर सर को कि ठीक है।
अभी कौन तुम्हारा नाम उल्ला आपका कंचन नाम बताइए। आपका नाम
ओम।
आपका नाम देखते
आई थिंक क्लास 1 के बच्चे हो गए हैं। क्लास 2 सबको हाँ टिकट कर देता हूँ।
आप क्लास 2 में पढ़ते हैं? पकड़ पाओगे ना? आपका नाम कार्तिक। आपका नाम रिंकी। आपका नाम मुस्कान। प्रिया। प्रिंसी। आपका नाम शामिल। नाम नहीं। आपका नाम कशिश। आपका नाम टुकटुक। आपका नाम लिया।
क्लास 2
आपका नाम करीम। संभाल। आपका नाम मुस्कान। आपका नाम शान। आपका नाम विशाल। और शायद
क्लास 3
इसमें नाम होगा मुस्कान, ठीक है। मुस्कान 2 है, ठीक है। मुस्कान 2
एक मुझे छोड़, हाँ ये है 1।
ठीक 1
क्या
2।
नाम है? सोनू। आपका नाम दीप्ति। आपका नाम गौरी। दीपा।
क्लास 4
आपके नाम पिंकी। आपका नाम नाम समीर। नाम सत्य।
देखना गिर जाएगा। आगे आ।
शिवांग।
क्लास 5
नाम बताओ पहले। शायद
शायन। हाँ ठीक है शायद।
अरे रोल नहीं देखो तो
हेमंत।
आ जाओ।
अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा।
आप ले लीजिए, वो डर रही है सर।
अच्छा ये अच्छा लगता है।
Now I will require the director sir to have a felicitation word from our side.
I think the first part was very good, and I think you are really looking forward to listening to the lecture. And I think I would like to first thank all of you who have organized this function. I really salute your zeal that every year, without fail, you celebrate from this birthday and organize lectures, workshops, discussion, certain theme meetings around this particular occasion. This is the time when the whole country actually celebrates. It's united. Going purely by numbers, why should we celebrate Swami Vivekananda? And there's a very strong reason as to why we should do that. Someone said that going by the number of lives any Indian has ever touched or influenced, the person who stands out in the living memory is Swami Vivekananda. But he lived only 37 or 39 years. So, I think you are of course not 39 yet, but I am way over 39. I cannot imagine how could someone who lived only 39 years and the first half of his 39 years, he was always on the search. The episodes which took him to Ramakrishna Paramahansa. He was at that point of time basically a rudderless, directionless youth looking for a direction. Whether he should take up a job, whether he should go for a particular degree program or move to another place, pursue business. And by the way, in his formative years, in his childhood, he was not particularly poor. In fact, he came from a very rich family. So he has seen affluence. He grew up, he was born in an affluent family, and he has seen affluence. So much so that there used to be annual occasions when his father would treat the entire community around. They were so rich. But then something happened, and overnight, his father died, and Vivekananda found himself someone almost like with nobody to fall back upon. The only quality that he had to impress people at that point of time, of course he was, none of us have seen him, but going by what is written about him, he was a very impressive personality and a very adorable, carried a very adorable look. As a youth, he was so lovable that people around him always could take notice of him. And he had another gift, a golden voice. And this is exactly why Paramahansa liked him. There was no other reason. When he went to him, he sang. When Paramahansa actually, somebody said that he is a young guy who actually can sing very well. I don't know what he sang. Must be some bhajan or Kali or something like that. But he sang, and the story goes that Paramahansa went into deep meditation and almost became unconscious. So when he woke up, his version was that I could see Ma Kali through the organization. He didn't give much thought or any serious thought at all. But then what he found was that, I think this is what every time I come on this forum I recollect, and that's really something which has left a very deep influence in me as a person. So he was a rudderless youth, and so Paramahansa asked him, what do you want? He said, I want a job, I want money, I want security, I want a family, like any other youth would want. So, can your God give me that? So Paramahansa said that, yeah, why not? You go and seek it from, she is your mother. As a child, you always can go and ask for such things. He said, you must be joking. He said, no. And in fact, there were conversations like, do you talk to her? Paramahansa said, yes, of course, every day. No, you must be kidding. No, you go and talk to her and say what you want. So he went and then, in folded hands, closed his eyes, and he asked everything except money, wealth, power. All he said was, give me knowledge, give me an eye to see, give me a heart to feel for others. He never said, give me 1 lakh rupees or give me a job or something like that. And then he started asking that, why did I fail to seek what I wanted? So he went into that introspection And that continued. So the association grew, and Ramakrishna Paramahansa realized that here is someone who, like no one else, can spread the message of humanity. He never said that you become doctrined in my belief and wear some special dress or something. In fact, the Vivekananda group, the first 5 who actually got together, that actually happened after Dehant of Ramakrishna. So they formed their cult only after that. Now, I don't want to, probably many of you are more knowledgeable on the life and the teachings of Vivekananda. But what actually left a very deep mark in my mind when I actually, as a child, when I was growing, is the fact that, I mean, even today, I don't know whether it happens to you or not, when you pray, don't you feel a little ashamed that you are asking for money or some very petty things? So when you hold your hands and close your eyes and seek blessings of God or tears, what do you want? You say, give me strength so that I can overcome and I can win over the biggest hurdles that I face in my life. Now, this teaching is, in my opinion, one of the greatest teachings that happen. But you have to feel for it. Nobody can say, if somebody says this to you, you won't immediately feel the significance of it. So coming back to the principal theme that I want to share with you is that here is a national idol who is just not confined to the boundaries of India, who was at ease to talk to the politicians, to the philosophers, to the religious people, to businessmen, to thinkers, and whoever came across in direct contact with Vivekananda was so immensely impressed that they themselves volunteered to support him in his mission, whichever way they could. A man within 39 years, so something like, let's say, in just flat 10-15 years, how would an individual, literally starting from the scratch, with no support, no major backup, how would one do it? Obviously, this is a unique history. So, as an Indian, each one of us has reason to be very, very proud of the legacy of it. What do we do with it? Like any other idol worshippers, we can just put up a frame here at Garland and then say that I've done my job on 12th of January. That's one way of doing it. But Vivekananda never ever wanted that. In fact, his whole mission, the Ramakrishna mission, was to serve the day. And the mission continues to do that. So you know the basic motto of this whole initiative, that whoever loves the humanity loves the God. So what we actually need to do if we decide to celebrate this occasion annually every year, what we need to do is to invite the parents and practice it. And by practicing it only means that we should take a pledge that we not only should ourselves shun the meanness, but we should create such bright examples by our own deed that people around me will also be ashamed to adopt meanness. And by meanness, what I mean is that we take up a job and we don't do it. And we are unashamed of that. We take up a responsibility. We don't tell. we come forward and say that I'll lead, but I actually exploit the system. And I fail those who actually decided or agreed to follow. So these are pretty meanness, which is so pervasive. You know, all these things talking about corruption or anti-corruption. All these things basically happen because we somehow suppress our conscience. And I would firmly believe this is again something which comes from Vivekananda's teaching that, you know, the biggest mirror that we have is our own conscience. You do something, good or bad, somebody claps, somebody criticizes, you go through a very, very period of turmoil, a big period of turmoil. And maybe you are subjected to immense hardship. At times you feel you are very lonely, there is nobody to support you. At times you feel that there is no light ahead. On the other extreme, you might be surrounded by a lot of your friends and followers who are clapping and praising you, all the time extolling you, and creates an impression around you. You are a political leader, or you are maybe a leader of an organization or something. You obviously have certain people who would always say, oh, you are so brilliant, you are so good. We have never seen someone like you before. So both things can happen. You are in extreme despair, or you are in extreme elation. In either two extremes, if you really need to move on, and if you want to know what you did, was it the right thing? Is it what your posterity would certify that you were right? Who tells you, who gives you that answer? How can you get an answer? You know, who knows it more than anyone else? Only you. Your conscience. All you have to do is to go to a dark corner, or maybe just before sleep. You don't have to do a very formal meditation. Just close your eyes, even while traveling, even while you're sitting somewhere, and then dissociate yourself from the surroundings for a while. Thoughts will keep creeping into your mind. Oh, I saw such and such situations. This is what somebody told me. This is what I heard. Or this happened, and so on and so forth. And then, since nobody is watching you can be 100% truthful to yourself. And at that moment, the truth will come out. What you did, was it right or wrong? You don't have to go and declare or acknowledge or write a certificate that, sorry, I failed, I didn't do the right thing, but you should know whether you did the right thing or not. And your knowing whether it was right or wrong, your being truthful and courageous to face the reality, face the truth, will actually purify you and make you ready for things. So, if you want to celebrate Vivekananda, you must be ready to see the truth. And when you have enough courage to see and say the truth, adopt the truth, then you should be ready to even admit your faults. And you should be ready to realize in your own by your own standards what you have done, whether that is good enough or not. I always maintain that there is no end to learning. You learn till you beat the last. When you learn, because we want to improve. So this happens to all of us. Whether we realize, accept, this is how life goes on. So again, if you want to connect yourself to Vivekananda as a God-gifted icon before us, then this is exactly what we can do to show our respect to this great personality, the great son of India. That we should seek the truth, we should have courage to adopt the truth, and we should not fall short of the biggest standard based on truth. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, the last thing is the prize distribution ceremony of the debate. So I want to mention a few things about the debate. The debate was held on 7th and the topic was demonetization may improve accountability. And the against team and for team, they were chosen by completely audience vote. And I would like to mention a very interesting thing that before starting the debate, 60% audience were in favor of the motion and 40% against the motion. After the debate, again to re-voting and 22% vote sweep happens and we found 38% in favor of the motion and 62% against the motion. So the against team wins. They were not in a good position while starting the debate. But actually we have decided to give prizes to all the participants. So I call name by name. First, against team, the best speaker awards goes to Shreyasri and Ayush Anurag. Please come. I request the director sir to give their prizes. Shreyasri and Ayush Anurag, they are the best speakers from against. Shreyasri. From the against team, the second best speaker is Divyanshu Nayak. Divyanshu. From the team in favor of the motion, first speaker is Megha Agarwal. Shauravik Majumdar, but I think Shauravik is not present, right? Okay. And the third is Aparna Nair and C.H. Shivananda. C.H. Shivananda is present, please come. Thank you, sir. Thank you all. Thank you.